Hello and welcome to my Media Museum. This is episode 6 of our 45 RPM vinyl records collections, mixed box number 11. We're starting out the gate here with the Yardbirds doing For Your Love, For Your Love. And that was released in April of 65, according to the notations here, right here on the label. Hit number 6 in July of 1965, according to the notations of the guy that I bought this box from. If you've watched the earlier episodes, you know the story behind that. The B-side here is Heart Full of Soul, which was another big hit for the Yardbirds. Released the same year, but in July of 65, hitting number 9 on the charts in August, it looks like, according to his notations. And thanks again to that individual. If by some bizarre chance he happens to be watching this and sees this, you'll know that your collection went to a good home, being put to good use. Now this is an interesting one here, Gloria. You notice this is really cool though too. It's a gold disc, and they've got it noted as being written by Jay Morrison. I think somebody got confused there, thinking Jim Morrison, the Doors, wrote it because they recorded it. But no, it was Van Morrison with them who wrote it and recorded it originally. And their version got banned from a lot of stations because some of the lyrics. So the Shadows of Night, they changed some of the lyrics and re-released this song. And you may know this song, this version, better than the them version if you're that much older and was in an area where it was banned off the station locally. So them was quite successful. Their version was a little harder edged. This one's a little more toned down, a little more commercial, radio friendly, but it certainly was not written by Jay Morrison. That should be a V Morrison on there. So somebody at Gold Disc got their facts a little confused. I know this song much better from Jimi Hendrix. The Essential Jimi Hendrix vinyl originally came out with a 33 1/3 7-inch of Jimi Hendrix doing a cover of Gloria. Gloria. Yeah, and his got a little nasty. He changed some of the lyrics too, but not making more radio friendly. A little less so. But anyways, that makes this vinyl kind of a little special because, you know, the error there in the songwriting credits and just basically the story of how that band did that cover. Now this is a gold disc. It's got a different band on the B side here. We got California Sun by the Rivieras, and seeing that it hit number 5 in February of 64, quite possibly I would know this song if I put it on, but we're going to run into a lot of that in the next few episodes. There's a whole lot of 50s 60s pop here in this box. They were all, you know, chart toppers. They were in the top 100s, a lot of them in the top 10s. So there's going to be a lot of songs here that we may know if we heard them, but we won't necessarily know them by the title. That's why I was really excited about buying the box off of the guy, because it was like, yeah, you know, I'd like to have some of those more obscure chart toppers that you might not necessarily know so well. This not being one of them. The Kinks, You Really Got Me, You Really Got Me, which a lot of us definitely know from Van Halen's version. Thank you, David Lee Roth, for that, because he was the one that pushed Van Halen doing a lot of cover songs, some of his favorite old songs. Now, I'm not sure if he's saying this hit number 3 or number 7 or just exactly what that is. Can't read it really well there. But in October of 64, it was in the single digits on the charts. That's for certain. The B-side is also another hit of theirs, A Well-Respected Man, which hit number 13 in January of 66. Because, again, this is a reissue. This is not an original print of that single, but a reissue made later, probably for the jukebox market, which we've discussed plenty in depth as well. Next up, we've got one of the last big hits by Mr. Steve Miller that I really had an appreciation for, and that is Abra, Abracadabra. I want to reach out and grab you. Now that's 1982, and yeah, I loved his work from the 70s, a little bit up into the 80s, and then after that, I kind of lost interest in Steve Miller. He really wasn't doing what I wanted to hear. I heard a bootleg recording of one of his concerts in Kansas City where he did reggae versions of all the songs, and it's like, I don't want to hear you do reggae versions. I want to hear the songs that I know and love that you put out that were so awesome, at the time. So, nothing against Steve, but I did definitely, kind of like Elton John. Love the stuff he did in the 70s, a little bit of the 80s, and then, that was it for me and him. But B-side here is a song called Baby Wanna Dance, from the Circle of Love LP. And, of course, this one was from Abracadabra, so here we've got a Capitol, where they're promoting 2 albums on one vinyl. And, by the way, I did have that noted as hitting number 1 in July of 82 for Abracadabra there. But Baby Wanna Dance, which isn't a song of his I'm familiar with, it doesn't have any notations on there. It is marked clearly as the B-side, and, like I said, it's from an earlier album, a different album, so... Anyways, we've got another reissue here that is clearly a reissue because Styx Lady was the song that put Styx on the charts, put them on the map, and that was Wooden Nickel. They were with Wooden Nickel, probably Wooden Nickel's biggest artist as far as I'm aware of, before signing with RCA. And so this is clearly a reissue because I do have an original Wooden Nickel release of this as well. But lady, when you're with me, I'm happy. Sunshine. It's recorded September of 72. So yeah, that one's going way back. I think it was off their second album, actually. But I could be mistaken on that. It's been a while since I've listened to those first, I believe they had 4 albums on Wooden Nickel. Plexiglass Toilet was a unlisted track on the end of one of the sides that really stands out in my mind from the early Styx albums. But yeah, they did, I think, 4 albums on Wooden Nickel before signing and moving up to RCA. But here we've got Children of the Land, short version, on the B-side, which is the exact same B-side that was on the Wooden Nickel Lady release. So that's interesting as well, that they didn't pick another Styx hit to put on the reissue there. You would have expected them to have done that. Now, this is one that, this is a rerun for us. This is a repeat. America, you can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Now, I got this wrong on a previous episode that I filmed. I sang the wrong song. Somebody called me out on it. I thought that was hilarious. Appreciated it very much. I appreciate any comments, any information that people want to add or corrections that you want to do. Please do use the comment section. I would be more than happy to have a little more interaction. And I'm not perfect. These are unscripted, off-the-cuff commentaries as I'm going through showing you these labels. So, yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm a human being, and we make mistakes. So, yeah. Get it right this time. America, You Can Do Magic apparently hit number 8 in August of 82. And the B-side of that being a song called Even the Score. And I do believe that this is probably an original edition vinyl at the time that it came out. Says it's from View from the Ground. And You Can Do Magic was from the same album. So at least we've got 2 songs there from the same album. Next up, we've got Dr. Hook doing Sexy Eyes, which is not a Dr. Hook song that I am familiar with. But being that it hit number 5 in March of 1980, I'd say there's a very high probability that if I put it on the turntable, I would recognize it. Which again, as I said earlier in this episode, that was what really kind of excited me about buying this box of oddities and leftovers that the owner could not sell off at the shops anymore. It's probably a lot of the copies were reissues and not originals. That could be part of the reason why the record shops weren't wanting to pick them up. But it left us with a lot of less common hit songs for us to acquire and go through, and that's really cool. B-side here being Help Me Mama, which is, again, not a Dr. Hook song that I'm familiar with. That one says it was Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Lose, and Sexy Eyes was from that same album. I like Dr. Hook. They had a lot of good songs, When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman, and all kinds of really great tracks, but they're not a band that I, collected all the albums and knew a tremendous amount about. Ooh, had a hard time saying that. A tremendous amount about. All right, England Dan and John Ford Cooley, who they did a lot of great songs. Love Is the Answer hit number 10 in April of '79, so I probably should know it. And it's off American Pie Records, which is interesting. I don't believe this was in the movie, or either one of the movies. But it's a Warner Special Project. Maybe it was on the second one, because, American Pie was an awesome... no, that's American Graffiti. Excuse me. Whoa. I got confused there. American Graffiti. No association with American Pie here, apparently. And I do have that one coming up when I was prepping these. American Pie is in here somewhere in the very, very close. I should have put them together. But anyways, sorry about that little misdirection there. American Pie Records and American Graffiti. American Graffiti sequel was horrible. The original film was awesome. Here we've got Harper's Bazaar doing 59th Street Bridge song Feeling Groovy from Paul Simon. Song he did with Simon and Garfunkel. But this cover version of it apparently hit number 13 in March of 1967. So that's interesting as well. So there's a twofer with two different bands, which there again, when you were buying discs up specifically for your jukebox from a special group, a special distributor, that's commonplace. So that wraps up episode 6 for us. I hope you'll come back and join us for episode 7. Have a wonderful day.